Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. Well, it's a cool but sunny day today with a bit of breeze, so hopefully you can hear me over the breeze. It's the 5th of April and it's about time that I sowed my potatoes that I'm going to be entering into Erica's Potato Challenge 2021. These are said potatoes. So the challenge is to take 1.5 kilos of shop bought eating potatoes, not potatoes specifically designed to be used as seed potatoes. So 1.5 kilos of eating potatoes and see how many potatoes you can get from growing them. So I chose Maris Piper. So you can see I've got my 1.5 kilos here. I have been chitting them. I've not got tons of chips on them, to be fair, excuse the noise. I've not been chitting them, well, I've been chitting them, but I've not got lots of chits, but they'll do. And I'm going to now sow these into, I think, 3 different pots, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. This is the first pot I am going to use. This is actually a 65 litre pot, and I have put a good 4 inches of, it's basically wood chippings from the chicken run, and I've put that in the bottom. Now it's not completely broken down yet, as you can see, but it is partially broken down, so hopefully it's going to be okay. I am going to though add some bloodfish and bone to this. If I can get into the tub. A good couple of handfuls actually. Okay, I'm going to put in my potatoes now. I'm going to put in 4 in here. That's excellent. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to fill this up, and this could go terribly wrong. I'm going to fill this up with straw. So the potatoes are going to get their goodness from the chicken bedding and the fish blood and bone, and they're going to grow through straw. And to be fair, the reason I'm doing this is that I bought a bale of straw to keep the chickens occupied, to give them something to play on during chicken lockdown, and I'm now trying to work out what to do with it all because I've run out of space in my compost bin. So I'm going to give this a good soak once I've put this in. Gosh, you don't get much straw in it, do you? Eek. I don't want this blowing all over the place, so what I'll probably do is put a little bit of mesh and pin a bit of mesh over the top of this so that the straw doesn't blow around. And that is how I'm going to try and grow those 4 potatoes. I don't know whether this will break down a little bit and I'll need to top it up. If that's the case, I will do. I'm sort of thinking, I'm looking at this and thinking, oh, maybe I should just put a little bit of compost over the top. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to grow it like this. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get a piece of mesh. I'm going to pin that on top of this. I'm going to give this a good water so that the straw gets nice and wet. Put my label in, and that is going to be my first pot of potatoes for Erica's challenge. I don't know whether these will really secure anything in this straw, but we'll give it a go. Cool. Okay, here's the next pot that I'm going to use. I think this is a 20 litre pot, and in there I've just got some ordinary compost, and this is actually from growing potatoes last year. So I am going to improve its nutrients by adding a fair smattering of fish blood and bone and a smattering of chicken pellets as well. Mix that in, and I'm going to pop 3 potatoes in there. And again, I'm going to top it up with straw. And I'll pin that down and hope for the best. It's right on here that it is 3 potatoes. Bit bent. Okay, another 20 litre pot, again with compost in it. I will pop in some chicken manure pellets, some blood, fish and bone, give it a mix and get my potatoes in. Three again. Probably too many for this size of pot, but we'll see. I'm sort of setting myself up to fail in a way because main crops don't tend to do so well in pots, and I'm putting quite a lot in small pots, but hey. It's some fun. And it's interesting that we're all there's lots of us trying this challenge because here in the past I've always steered clear of growing eating potatoes. Sorry, I'm not on camera. I'm just trying to find my other bit of mesh for for this one. Here we go. Yeah, people tend to steer you clear of using eating potatoes rather than seed potatoes because they say that you can end up potentially with diseased plants or diseased potatoes. But you know, is there truth in that? There probably is. But that's maybe one thing that this challenge might surface. You know, whether people that are doing the challenge have a higher instance of potatoes that aren't as healthy as they might be. Let's write a quick label for this one. Oh, it's wet. Oops. Right, that is all of my potatoes for Erica's Potato Growing Challenge 2021 sown. Using straw doesn't seem to be conducive for a tidy garden, but hopefully when it gets wet and starts to get a bit, you know, sort of rot down a little bit, it will be less flighty and fly around my garden less. Okay, well that's me officially entered into Erica's challenge. I look forward to seeing what everyone else is doing with this challenge, what potatoes you're growing and how you're growing them. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you along in the channel, to follow me in my chicken keeping, quail keeping and gardening journeys. But for now I'll say bye bye.